Hey out there, carnivore friends. It's me, Bradford, your carnivore curmudgeon. Yep, still a carnivore, and nope, not really a curmudgeon. Well, mostly. And had a chance to go camping this last weekend. Our first camping trip of the year. Went to Jordan Lake, just outside of Apex, North Carolina, not too far from our home. Like to do a trip like this at the beginning of the camping season to sort of work the bugs out. And it's a beautiful place, Jordan Lake. Thousands of campsites, really hardly a bad choice among them as far as what we've seen so far. But wanted to share with you our carnivore menu plan for the weekend. Had a big cooler full of stuff, a lot more food than we could eat, but took it anyway. And of course we had some hard-boiled eggs because they're just ubiquitous in our household. I brought along this meatloaf that I made because I knew it was going to be rainy and stormy the night that we arrived. More on that in a minute. Had some chuck roast that I had cooked a couple nights before, brought that with us. Had some pork belly that I also cooked a couple nights before. And who doesn't need a little pork belly candy to reach for once in a while? Bacon, of course, for breakfast, and sausage. These are part of our favorite things when we go camping, is making breakfast. Don't go anywhere without butter, right? Heavy whipping cream for the wife's coffee. Had some ground beef just in case. And the best part was these 3 prime rib eyes that I had cut up over Easter. Brought along some cheese, didn't end up using much of it, but had it with us. And that's what we brought for our carnivore weekend out camping. And stored it all neatly here in our fridge. And you know what I didn't remember to bring? Eggs, other than the hard-boiled ones. So I had to run out and get eggs the next morning. But that first evening, Saturday evening, as I said, it rained like crazy. So what we did is we took this meatloaf that I made and I wrapped it up in a little bit of foil and I stuck it in our camper RV travel trailer, whatever you want to call it, oven, which I think we've only used twice. We don't cook in there much because it will smoke up and set off the detector, but this was pretty safe since it was already cooked. So it was just into the oven on what the oven said was 350 for about 30 minutes. And so we rode out the evening rain with some delicious meatloaf, and I guess you would call that glamping. And that's okay with me. And Sunday morning, as I said, we enjoy the breakfast around the campsite, and so we had some bacon and we had some sausage. We had this Bass Farm sausage, which we just recently discovered, and we really like it. It's very tasty and it's very clean according to the ingredients. It says, "You've tried the rest, now try the best." And it comes in 2 kinds, at least that we found. One is hot and one is regular. We like them both. So made up some bacon and some sausage on this campsite kitchen grill top, which I have to admit I'm not thrilled with. It works okay, but I don't think it was seasoned properly when it was purchased new. We didn't buy this camper new. And so it tends to be a little gummy and sticky sometimes. You really got to clean the crap out of it to make it work right. But it does work, and I'm grateful for it. So we do use it for certain things. Meat mostly. But when it comes to eggs, I just can't cook eggs on this griddle unless they're scrambled. I can cook scrambled eggs on there. So cooked some bacon, cooked some sausage, and then it was time for some eggs. And for the eggs, I used this Coleman propane burner thing. I don't even know what you call it. I've had it for about 30 years. It works great. You just screw it right onto a little propane tank. And that's what I use to cook eggs when they're not scrambled eggs. And these are my 3 fried eggs that I had for breakfast that morning. And you're about to see me commit. I figured I could lose the eggs if I screwed this up, but I'm gonna try the old chef egg flip because my spatula sucks. Here it goes. It worked, and they didn't break. And in my opinion, it's the perfect camping breakfast. Eggs, sausage, bacon. Enough tasty fuel for the rest of the day. And if you're interested, here's a little bit of a tour of our campsite. First camping trip of the season. Got our rig set up here at Jordan Lake. Let's go inside and give you a quick tour of our massive camper. One of the things we do like about this little camper is that there's a sofa that we can sit on during the day, and then that lies down and the Murphy bed comes down, so we don't have to have the bed up all day as we come and go in the camper. Nice campside window, our dinette, or dinofa as it's also known, our luxurious kitchen, we don't cook in here unless we have to. It will get smoky real fast. And that is why we had leftover warmed up meatloaf in the oven rather than cooking anything on the stovetop last night when it was so rainy. We got double bunks in the back that we really use for storage. And if we ever can get the kids or grandkids to come with us, then we'll have a place for them to sleep as well. Now that evening, it was time to break out the good stuff. And that came in the form of these 3 ribeyes that I cut from a big rib roast over Easter and saved. And there's just something really special about cooking them over charcoal every now and then. It's tasty, it's smoky, there's just something awesome about it. Made some hamburgers while I was at it. Since I had the ground beef with me, I figured I had enough heat, why not go ahead and put that charcoal fire to use while I had it going. And we enjoyed a couple of really great hikes while we were there too. Didn't want to forget to add that. It was the perfect kind of cool that evening, and so we enjoyed a very lovely campfire. And as it got darker, I don't know what kind of log we put on there, but it threw off a really amazing green flame. And we just enjoyed that campfire that night a lot. Now the next morning, we made eggs inside the camper and heated up some leftover meatloaf with some cheese. And that was our breakfast. We didn't do all of the bacon and sausage that morning. But all in all, it was a great camping trip and the food was amazing. If you get a chance, I hope you'll try to cook some food outdoors and enjoy it yourself. And as always, I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.